Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Drag Show. I'm Stu Smith, and we have Landa Lakes with us tonight. Thank you so much for coming over and joining us.
Hi, Stu. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much. So, tell me a little bit about you.
A little bit about me. Well,
Yeah.
let's see. I think your show is primarily about how you started drag and everything, but I started drag back in Oklahoma before I ever came out to San Francisco, and I've been out here in San Francisco since about '89.
So, I mean, it's hard to imagine drag in Oklahoma to me, but what's it like there?
Well, drag is really different, for one thing. Like, out here in San Francisco, performance art sort of rules. It's sort of king out here, or queen, if you will. But back in Oklahoma, a lot of times, it's about pageants, and it's all about pretty. But at the same time, back then I was much younger, so at the time we had this thing called New Wave. So quite often I would wrap my own hair and just come out looking very, very scary. I guess what you'd call goth, sort of like goth looking now. Or punk.
Or punk, yeah.
But we called it New Wave back then, and it was just sort of like fun and different and stylish. And you'd go out, you wouldn't actually wear any breasts or something, and it would be just sort of fun. It was a fun thing, but it was interesting too, because for the most part you're going for more of a passable look, and then after the passable look, when you go for a pageant, then you go for the full-on face paint, which is completely crazy.
Well, so then you came out here. And here we've got the Imperial Court. Now, that's kind of the oldest institution for drag, I think, in San Francisco. I don't know how it works in terms of the world in terms of drag, but do you have any connections with that movement or that organization?
With the Imperial Court? Well,
yeah.
Actually, there's a group that splintered off like about 36 years ago called the Ducal Court.
Yeah.
And I'm actually the current Grand Duchess for the Ducal Court. But the Imperial Court started first, and then the Ducal Court sort of splintered off of that, and they're sort of grown up together. The Imperial Court being much older, of course.
I feel so honored that I'm talking to royalty.
Oh, well, thank you.
This is terrific. I've never interviewed, somebody who's in a royal court of any sort,
Well, it's fun. Like either one. If you're in Imperial Court or in Ducal Court, it's all about fundraising.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing. That's the name of the game. Is like, to get the green and bank it. And it was really good, especially during when HIV and AIDS first came onto the scene, because the Ducal Court was able to raise funds for and within the LGBT community, and that's sort of what they do even today. Is they continue to raise funds for our own community, especially little small organizations that sometimes $100 can mean going on the next month or not. So even little bits of money really helps all these organizations.
Well, what are some of the causes that you have a passion for, besides HIV/AIDS?
Well, one of my big passions, of course, is I belong to several different groups, and some of the different groups that I belong to...
We've got a telephone call. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No problem.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you? This is Sandra. Oh, no, she didn't. Hey, Grandma, it's your favorite granddaughter calling.
Oh, is Brianna on the phone?
How are you?
Good, good. I just want to say one thing. Grandma, you look totally PS. I love it.
Passively female.
And Stu, you look stunning as always.
Thank you very much, Sandra.
So I just have a question. I heard rumors that there's this new sort of pageant brewing. Can you please tell me more about it?
Sure, there actually is a big pageant brewing within the Ducal Court. We're coming up with a pageant on July 19th this year for the San Francisco Gold Rush. Miss San Francisco Gold Rush. It's a new title that we're installing this year with the Ducal Court, and so far it looks like it's going to be a big and wild show, because the emphasis is really on performance, and it's really open. Sometimes you have organizations that'll do a pageant that's a little more restrictive, but we totally opened it up.
We've got another caller.
Okay.
Hello, caller. Are you there, caller? Did we lose him? We may have. At any rate, back to what you were saying. I didn't mean to interrupt you again, but this little light comes on, and we don't have a lot of warning over whether they're actually on or not. But this Miss
San Francisco Gold Rush.
Gold Rush.
Yes, it's fantastic.
Oh, now the caller's back. Hello, caller.
Hello, Stu. It's Poyo.
Hey, Poyo, how are you?
I'm doing well. I wanted to call and congratulate Landa on being the current Energy 92.7 local celebrity hero.
You're right. I just heard about that. She's going to talk a little bit about that, but thank you for getting us into that topic.
Absolutely. Landa, you look amazing and very, very native.
Has that got anything to do with lakes?
Exactly.
Well,
thank you so much, Stu.
Thank you, Poyo.
All right. Bye.
So tell me a little bit about that. We'll come back to Miss Gold Rush.
Okay.
San Francisco Gold Rush.
Well, if we're going to move back to the local hero thing, that was really, really fun. 92.7 always does a hero, and they give $500 it's from AT&T to anyone that's selected as a local hero. And if you look it up on their website, it primarily talks about the work that I've done for the Native American community.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I'm originally from Oklahoma, and so I come from like a small tribe there called the Chickasaw, the Chickasaw Nation. So it's really fun to always give back to your community, I think. And I started very young. When I was very young, I got very political because my father was a part of this thing called the American Indian Movement. And so I got involved in politics relatively quickly, and out of that I really grew this feeling that I had a responsibility to the community. So even as a drag queen, sometimes I feel like I really need to give back to the community as well.
Well, I mean, isn't that a huge part of the whole drag queen thing, is that the philanthropic angle? But you're always, working with other, you're raising funds constantly.
It's true. It's true.
And then you do things that are a lot of fun because you're entertainers. You are performance artists, and so it's kind of a whole second life in a sense. You
have
a job, you have normal things going on, relations and all this, and then all of a sudden, we've got another caller. Hello, caller. Are you there, caller?
Hello.
Hello.
I like to say that I think she is looking fierce on his CV, honey. And I also like to say thank you for holding it down for the transgenders, because I'm transgender myself. And girl, let me say, I don't know, girl, your love is sitting on this TV right now, honey, and I live, bro. And you're very brave for getting on TV and talking about the things that you're talking about. I live.
Well, thank you very much. If you've got a specific question, let us have it. If not, we'll keep on talking. Thank you. Where were we?
we were talking a little bit about philanthropic.
Yeah, and the fact that you came from Oklahoma as a Native American. Yes. And you're able this award you just got from the radio station or AT&T
was primarily about the visibility that I pulled in with Native people. Outside of this, I'm also the co-chair for the Bay Area American Indian Two-Spirits, which is the local Native American LGBT group. We often refer to ourselves as Two-Spirit rather than gay or homosexual. But it's still an umbrella term, and it sort of fits everybody in it. And so to say that you're Two-Spirit is sort of pretty wide. It covers a lot of things.
I am mentoring a young guy from, I believe he's an Eskimo.